Attention gamers, last month Riot announced the new torture on the Rift rotation for the next year, and among other stuff we see that dragons will be self-identifying as new previously unknown species, spawning teleportation portals and stealth zones, as well as a whole slew of items that has given Zed mains around the world the effect of ODing on Viagra, while simultaneously making me as an ADC think I might as well just change my settings to be grayscale full time to make it hurt less. That said, all the changes sounded fun until Riot slipped a small footnote into the announcement way at the bottom. First Strike, or what they should have called it, the last straw, was bound to drive players away from the game, as the unclear description made me, among many others, think that you could just rock a ranged top laner and reach full build levels of gold within minutes. But I was wrong. The gold income on this item was as flaccid as a dead jellyfish dick, and right when I was about to write it off, I discovered its true power. You see, the gold income scales with damage done so clearly. This rune, like a fine wine, gets better with time, so all I had to do was find a safe, repeatable way to do large amounts of damage, hint hint Lux, and I would essentially be printing them bucks. Landing her ult in teamfights with this rune, even if it kills no one, can result in tons of gold. Even if you only hit one squishball, you'll practically have earned yourself an assist paycheck. Then said squishball will die anyways cause she's playing Caitlyn, and you'll get even more assist gold, meaning one ult that you didn't even get the kill with, just earned you 500 gold. Pair that with the fact that Lux ult is now so short that even your flaming teammates won't believe their eyes, you can just turn into a Lux Bucks printing machine, firing this bad boy on repeat until your game sounds less like League and more like. So today you are going to see the scaling power of the last straw rune and how you can become an Elon Musk wealthy Rift dweller every game. So let me know in the comments who else this could work on, and let's get into the game. Alright, so I'm laning against Obama, who's dressed up looking like he's on his way to his Wednesday night bowling league, and I'd say the matchup favors him purely due to my abysmal accuracy, unless he does something dumb like try to make a move on me when the blue babies are watching. So the bra stays on, the barriers come out, and Obama gets baited back to base to think about his mistakes as my jungle pings me in an attempt to compliment me. And to be frank, I'm so PTSD scarred by the typical toxic twat meaning of getting pinged that I didn't trust it, but turns out he was just a nice guy and a ganker, as well as a minute later he came to my lane to do some skinny dipper into stun the shitter combo so that I could give him a suntan to earn front row tickets to the Watch Lucian's Soul Leave His Body concert. This sets us up for a fapper around the flapper as I arrest 4J before he can commit theft as 0 for 2 smites in attendance take the dragon. A typical smorgasbord that I call a teamfight breaks out as I blatantly ignore the pistol president popping all kinds of pussies in lieu of what I would retrospectively defend as zoning, to no avail until I overhear the douche in the dreads mutter karma's a bitch, so I'm like whoa hey she's my team's bitch, and kill him off. Then since I'm bot, you know how the saying goes, when in Rome tax the shit out of your laners instead of backing on the small family fortune you have inherited. But I really just want to tap that pretentious cupcake eating Piltover pansy, and it works out when Princess Jasmine does a shrubby skank flank to prove why she is Swift, Phil Swift. And as I just spent a short vacation bot, they know that mid is being less attended to than the kids in a West Virginia gas station daycare, commanding my jungler to cover my shift. But I'm like chill brothers, it's all good considering at this point it's looking like a fat FF15 for them. But here's the thing, never ever doubt the power of Rav and the inting idiots that he gets on his team.
Shut down. You have been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill. Enemy rampage.
And voila! That looks more like it. Backing up a bit though, we did catch Obama trying to sniff our Viego's asshole, hoping nobody would notice, but unfortunately for him no asshole on my team gets sniffed unnoticed, so I tie him up and emit 2 billion volts of nipple beam onto him. Side note, I took lucidity boots so that even at rank 1 I could spam my ult against targets like this Caitlyn, who clearly was defective, to start stacking my passive last straw rune gold, which to my point in the intro is weak as shit early as I have only earned 200 gold from it so far. But you just wait, this shit about to look like GameStop stock in a bit here, and this Caitlyn was going to be my personal assistant in proving just how much this amount can accrue as I scale. Then the team pet hamster acting as our top laner has quite a setup going, consisting of a mushroom placed somewhere that no human has ever pathed in the history of this game, and he probably shouldn't have yelled Polo when they said Marco, but it worked out because the bitch beam 9000 was all charged up, and thanks to a last minute shield he is able to hop away to safety after surviving that near death dumbass experience. That said, as time went on I really started to get to know my teammates, like how they all had a super weird obsession with cosplaying as dead bitches as I'm aimlessly forest frolicking around health bar looking butt-ass naked just taunting pistol popping presidents to try their luck with Lux in the Blondie Beam Arena outcome sponsored by 200 years of game design. Then a little bit of a ram ensues, Invisible Edition courtesy of Riot, only having like 3 engineers to handle these bugs, and while my Q was being introverted my ult was willing to socialize, which effectively removed the popo from the fight so that I could tip the cow. My friends chase after J3's son, but I deemed that a waste of time considering he's a drinker of the gore and I would much rather play Twinkle Twinkle Flash Q Sprinkle the Dead Bitch Little Star with this Caitlyn instead. I get word that Bowling Alley Obama is bot wreaking havoc, so I launch a laser to act as a backdrop in his escape while comboing the whiff with another before he practically dies to natural causes. Then the little Thunder Bunny is still there and I know I have to be careful if I don't want a staticky shuriken shanked up my shithole, and luckily the boys are all in town so I just need to bitch bubble myself and wait for him to tire out. That said, my co-workers still muster up a way to all die, leaving me in just another situation where I need to put the team on my back and be the hero. And I guess Lucian forgot to look at his map because he's just tower tapping away, oblivious to the fact that I got double C's as in CC, as well as a big bosom that also shoots lasers, so check off the win a 1v1 box and give me those Lux bucks so that a minute later when the learnless loser comes right back for me I won't even need my laser to move him to the recycling bin / right click empty trash. Then I clock in back mid along with that spectral simp, and at this point I'm just conditioned to ult on the spot when I see Miss Fetish for fuzzy cuffs over there, so she gets uninvited from the team fight as I try to pull the balls on the blue bull while simultaneously hoping that lightning won't strike twice in the same blonde, and we all manage to weather the storm with no casualties. Okay, now this next play is just the absolute epitome of why ADCs are not even a real role in this game. Let's compare how long it takes to remove an ADC from the fight. Okay, 0.01 seconds and he's off looking for a corner to cry, and meanwhile it takes all 5 of us having a best of 7 double elimination patty cake on this Jarvan's ass tournament before he finally goes down. #balanced. Now on a brisk evening I like to put my PJs on and just patiently wait for a mole rat to come running through the bushes so that I can fire up. Okay, listen, I'm typically a pretty chill sexy as shit go with the flow blonde down to do whatever as long as I can shine star sparkle lights on it, but you little electric ass hatted hamster thinking you can disrespect me means I will hunt you down until your dead carcass is on my mantle. Anyways, if you are paying attention, my first strike last straw Rune has now given me just over 1500 gold. That zoom in was deliberate so that you didn't see how many if any people my ult hit, but the important thing to note was that Jarv was deady mom spaghetti on the surface my ult had hit already type of bullshit. And I'm not entirely sure which drunk drugged up Deborah over at Riot's game design hackathon thought that turning everyone into an Evelyn was a good idea, but I do know that this Lucian probably wasn't too happy about it. And if Invisible Idiots wasn't enough, the entire enemy team now also had Cyan passives. Yippee-ki-yay motherfucker. So upon one-shotting the Silver Spoon Sniper I got to watch her post-death dance all over my inhibitor, but I had bigger problems to deal with, namely the fact that if this guy was named after how many enemies he fetishes about being attacked by at once, his name would be J5. That said, it may have been a close game, but the bounty system is about as sophisticated as a carrot, so when it turns out our jungler remembered that he has smite this time, we not only got the purple jizz effect but also a fatter big bounty paycheck on top of it, which made the fact that I killed off the Moo Moo Farms mascot the icing on this comeback cake. So at this point my totally balanced Rune has single-handedly financed an entire item, which means that anytime I see this sexy sheriff I will be personally changing her hometown to Tiltover. Then I catch that fork in the outlet gerbil trying to interrupt a slap battle, so I tie him up and watch him play the gold bitch card as my team spitting hamster is embarrassing an entire family line of Jarvans. Then somewhere in the world Mr. Evil has his pinky next to his mouth as he murmurs, "Lux," with frickin' laser beams attached to her head. And thus my Lux Bucks printing Rune has endowed me with Elon Musk money, so I replaced my Nikes with yet another DMG booster, which I blindly introduced to this Caitlyn, and yes, if you watch the intro you know she then got Nagasaki to death and I profited greatly. Anyways, our Pokemon Go apps are saying that a big old wise Charizard is spawning soon and we absolutely don't want the wrong hands taming that boy, so I do my part in Mr. Beast's Team C's initiative and clean out some trash from the river until every last little piece of toxic waste is removed. But when we are then claiming our big Charzy prize ready to whip out the Master Balls, that stupid small son of a bitch Lil Lightning Lenny comes in for some revenge electrocution as we briefly stop our battle to practice our synchronized trophying before he dies, and I forget that everyone is now Cyan, and I am now both dead and pissed off. That said, we still ended up getting the dragon, which means in the next fight when these shitters stacked up like pancakes we had an opportunity to spawn all kinds of big wyvern pukes to wipe them all and push in for the win, as the only thing in my way was this mall cop who was honestly just a speed bump to any actual champion in this game until it happened. Lucian, the Eternal Virgin who got absolutely shit on in this PvE normal game, decided that his family honor was at stake if he didn't sweat harder than a cooked onion to X-Pekka the shit at the end, and that since he likes taking it in the backdoor so much, he might as remain consistent, and that, my friends, is how I lost a game where this OP as hell Rune provided me with enough gold to finance an entire death cap. I'm thinking I'd try this on Karthus next. Thanks for watching. Slap my subscribe button silly if you enjoyed, and with that, Rab out.
Looking silly cause you're in your feelings, but really old Rabby's up next. I see you hunting for scraps and you're looking at me like I'm finna be next. I tell you my trigger's a feather, so walk up, I'll gently put one in your chest.